Hey guys, it's Lindsay, and in today's video I want to share with you guys a few chapter books that I got for my kids to read out loud to them, not this year but probably next year. And I also got a few vintage books that I thought were really great and some picture books. So I love doing these hauls. I love sharing with you guys the books that I found because I'd like to share it with you guys later on in the year to let you guys know if I liked them. I want to share with you the first one that I got, which was really, really cool. It's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and I'm going to read this to my kids really soon. And it is a book from Montgomery Ward. And it was written in, let me see, 1939. And so, as you can see, the pictures are so vintage, and I love the colors red and aqua. And this is just a really good book to even have on hand and display because it is so vintage looking, and the font for Merry Christmas, Montgomery Ward wishes you a Merry Christmas. And my kids love Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, so when I found this, I was like, I gotta have this. So I got this for 25 cents. I also want to share with you guys some of the chapter books that we got that I want to read to my kids eventually. Probably not this year, but I read Understood Betsy, and I think this is a part of this series. This is Betsy and Tacy. I think that's how you say it. So I read the back of it, and it says that Tacy becomes her best friend. I guess she just moved, Betsy moved, and she found a best friend. So this will be a really good book to read to my daughter and to my son. Like I said, I read Understood Betsy, but I have not read it to them, but I'm really excited because this is Charlotte Mason. This is also a great one with Sarah Plain and Tall. It's a Newbery Medal Award, and it's a very short read. I thought eventually she would be able to read it. It does say that it's ages 8 to 10, so maybe in the next year and a half or so she could read it, or I will read it out loud to them. But I just thought this was a good, wholesome book to have, and I've always heard that Sarah Plain and Tall was a very good book to start with and to read the series. I also saw this Time Warp Trio, and this is all about ancient Egypt, and we're always touching on ancient Egypt like every other year or every 3 years. I thought this would be a cool book to have in our library when we touch on ancient Egypt because it's definitely a fun, adventurous book for them to read. I also got Pearlverse the Tooth Fairy, and this is by Natasha Wing. It's a scholastic book, and it's for level 2 readers, so the font is pretty big in here. And I thought my daughter would be able to read this eventually. She has lost her first tooth a few months back, and her other tooth is getting loose, so I thought this would be a fun little read for her to read or for us to read it together. It's really short. I keep on seeing The Trumpet of the Swan, and I know that it's such a good book, and I heard so many praises and thought that I should just grab it because this was a really good copy. It looks like it's brand new. I've found them so many times, and I don't grab it because my kids are on the younger side, and I probably will read it when they're, you know, in 2nd or 3rd grade, so I'm going to just hold on to it. It was 25 cents. I was like, you know what? It's calling my name. I had to get it. I also got Viking Ships at Sunrise by Magic Treehouse. These are like super, super quick reads when I do read out loud, so I could always add this to a unit study. I also got The Night at Dawn, so this one I could add to a unit study as well, or just if it's just something that my kids want to read when they get a little older. They're super simple books to read. This is also a Newbery Honor Book Award that I got, and I thought this would be a good one to have. And this is the same thing with the Trumpet Swan. I keep on seeing it at my thrift stores, so I just grabbed it because it's not that much money, and I know I'm going to want this in my library eventually. Alright, so also I got these little readers. This is a level 1. It's for preschool to grade 1, and I would say it's like kindergarten, 1st grade level. It's like a very short little read. It's about 60 pages, but I just know that I like the old school, I can read books, and this one seems really, really cute about an otter. And I've seen the series around at the library, and I just figured I would grab it because it's really inexpensive, and then I could pass it along to my son when he starts reading. I also got Little Mouse Big Valentine because anything that has to do with Valentine's Day, my daughter falls in love with. So this was going to be like a really cool book maybe to gift her for Valentine's Day, and then she could read it. But it looks super cute. The illustrations are really nice, and like I said, it's really inexpensive, but anytime I find a really cute Valentine's Day book, I grab it, and it'll be a really cute gift to give to her on Valentine's Day. I also found Tut's Mummy, Lost and Found, and this is reading level 4 when they're ready to read like paragraphs. So she's not there yet, but soon. But this will be a good book for me to read to them when we are doing ancient Egypt studies. So I found a couple like unit study books, and I'm pretty sure that this is like a homeschool family that dropped off some of these books. I also got this Amelia Earhart Level 1. I love National Geographic Kids. They have such great pictures and photography and facts, and they make it really, really fun. So I also paired it with this. I got these two at different times. This one is Amelia Earhart Adventures in the Sky. I think I showed this in my first grade curriculum, so maybe I pulled this out and maybe I got this a while ago. But anyways, this was probably at a later date. So I paired them together, so I really think it's important to read biographies, and they really are interested in talking about people that fly planes. We've met a few people that have flown planes, and they were homeschoolers, and then also one of my good friends, her husband is a pilot, so I thought it would be kind of cool to read up on this, maybe like do this in the summertime. I found a steal of a deal, guys. This Kristen, an American Girl doll series. It's 1 through 6. I have all of the, I don't know if you can see if it's focusing in, but I have 1 through 6, and these are really in pristine condition. I mean, I took them out to look at them, and I just figured, I don't know if I could take them up. There you go. I just figured this would be like a really good book to have my daughter start reading. Oops, you can hardly see it. I thought it would be like a good book for my daughter to start reading when she gets a little older. It says 7 years old and up, so you never know. She might start reading this during the summer when she really gets into reading. And I also found another volume of, I think, Samantha's, but I wanted to just get one box set. She gave it to me for $1 at the library, so I was really, really excited about it. So this was a really good deal. And then, like I said, if she doesn't like it, I could always pass it on to someone else that likes it. And I just figured I would start with one box set to see if she's even interested in it. Because she doesn't really have the dolls or anything, but I thought it would be a wholesome like chapter book to read. I also found this a while back, Long Lonesome Train Whistle, and it's a vintage book that is probably written, oh here it is, it says 1961. And I thought that this would be like a good book to read out loud to my son. And if you hear all those noises, that's my dishwasher. I'm in my my eat-in kitchen. So I thought that this was a really cool book to read. Cool books. I think I might give this to my son for, wrap it up for him. It's pretty new looking. I'll wrap it up for him for Christmas morning. And it's really for a younger boy, but I just think it's just very engaging to flip all of these little flaps. He loves to talk about garbage trucks and vans and cars and sports cars and helicopters and trains. So this is a huge book that I got, and it said Kohl's. It's $10.99. I think he'll enjoy it, and even if he only uses it for a few months, it's worth it. And then I could pass it along to my friend that is having a baby, so that will be fun. And I always wanted this one. This has been in the Sunlight's curriculum for a long time. I think even in Bookshark. It's Richard Scarry, What Do People Do All Day? And it's just a really fun book to have because Richard Scarry is just one of my favorite authors, and I love the illustrations. So even if they don't read the book with me and they just look at the pictures, they could just explore and see what people do all day and what people do as far as their community helpers and everything. So this was a really good deal too, because I got it in a big bundle for like $5. I also got this really cool book called Flowers Are Calling. This is by Rita Gray, pictures by Kennard Pack, and this is just so beautiful. They have the most beautiful illustrations and very little like sentences to read, but the kids can just look at all the beautiful pictures. It talks about all these awesome flowers, and it goes through the seasons. It's just so pretty. I really, really like it. And it even has like scenes from the night and a lot of flowers that I am not familiar with, so it is really, really, really beautiful. It's like a $16.99 book, brand new. No one's even touched it, and I got it probably for like 25 cents, so I'm really excited about that. I also got this for our homeschool. If you traveled on the Underground Railroad, I thought that this would be a good book to read about next year for Martin Luther King, and just all the time, because I feel like these are very important books to read with your kids. This was a really good steal of a deal. I got
the Usborn or Usborn or Useborn or Useborn, Usborn, Usborn. Is it Usborn, guys? I have no clue. Help me with this. Tell me what you think. How is it pronounced? Is it Usborn or Usborn? I think it's I've been saying the wrong thing the whole time. Usborn, Usborn. Anyways,
it's a time traveler visit medieval times, the Viking Age, the Roman world, and ancient Egypt. So this is like a step up from the other book that I got for my daughter for her kindergarten, for her Book Shark curriculum. And my kids and I just love to like look at pictures and see how people lived back in the days. And there's lots of details in this one. They have time quizzes and they have contents for each chapter. And like you can see, there's like a bunch of details. And these Usborn or Usborn books are absolutely fantastic. And I think this one's an older one, but I think we're going to enjoy this a lot for all of our history because we listen to Story of the World. And so this will be a good book to just wrap things all together and give them more of an illustrated look at history. Now this is Eric Carlisle or Eric Carl Rooster Off to See the World book. I've never seen this one before. We have the counting one with the train. And these are really just fun books that my daughter could be reading to my son. They're all about counting, and that's what we've been reading a lot of for my son lately, and I think they'll enjoy this. And these are just classic books to have. And then I also found another one, which is fantastic, Eating the Alphabet. Fruits and vegetables from A to Z. Now, he knows his alphabet, but as far as the phonics goes, I just thought this would be like a wonderful way to tie it all in. And they have really big letters and beautiful illustrations, and they talk about all the vegetables and all of the fruits that start with A and start with B. And this is just a really good book also for someone that's younger than a preschooler, like a 2 or 3-year-old, and they're just learning their colors and their shapes and their letters. And you could talk about uppercase and lowercase. You could talk about the shapes that you're seeing. These are beautiful, like watercolor paintings, and I'm obsessed with beautiful watercolor illustrations, so I just really like this. I just think it's a very beautiful book, and also, if we're talking about plants and stuff, we can use this as a reference too, and put in our morning baskets. So I'm excited about all of these beautiful books that I have gotten, and if you guys want to see more of these book hauls and you like these, let me know. I'm trying to be more intentional with the purchases of the books, but whenever I see something really, really good and a core book that we can use for years to come, I will keep it and I will try to buy it if it's a really good price. So I would encourage you guys to go not only to your thrift stores, because you can get good deals there. It all depends on their pricing, but library sales, friends of the library, they have really, really wonderful people that work there, and I've been kind of like creating a rapport with them. So it's nice to be a part of the senior citizen community, and there are a lot of volunteers that volunteer there, and they love seeing me purchase children's books, and they always give me some pretty good deals. I love children's literature. I love reading these books, and if you guys want me to do a video after I read these with my kids to let you guys know my favorites that I have thrifted, then let me know down below and give me a thumbs up. Also, let me know, are these the videos that you guys like to watch from me? I'm trying to do more videos where I'm reviewing some of the books that we've read, some of the curriculum, our homeschool updates, and things that we have been using that have been working for us and things that have not been working for us. So let me know down below. I love to hear what you guys have to say and what you guys want to see from me, because I am a homeschool mom just like you guys, and I'm just 3 years in it, so I'm still a new homeschooler, but I like to share a lot on my channel, and that's what I started doing, and that's what makes me like really excited about this community, is just to be able to share all the good stuff, all the books, all the reviews, all the things that we are liking. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!